Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have National Geographic's Investigation Shark Attack. This is one of the many shark attack things that come out, usually around the summertime, that I, in the past, have pushed aside, and I would do like a run-up of that year's pile of shark attack stuff since I've canceled, not canceled, but since I've sort of wiped away all the shark attack stuff from the list. The list, I would get 2 or 3 shark attack things a week, and it just, because there were so many, so I had to kill it for a while. I did those summary episodes, which are way too long, and I imagine nobody's ever watched the entire thing. I haven't watched the entire thing. But now I put them back since we're running out of episodes. We're going to be done probably by April or May. We'll see. But in this case, this is a brand new series. I just watched one episode. Each of them are about 44 minutes long each. There's one season, 6 episodes, 2025. And it's a really clean, new looking collection of cuts that talk about why shark attacks happen. What are the environmental reasons? What are the why do they come after humans, or do they? Are they prompted? Are they teased? Are they is it in their nature just to attack? And it's also, this is also here to sort of help us better understand what we think sharks are actually like. There's a lot of sharks. Again, we have Jaws, we have Sharknado, we have all these other, Deep Blue Sea. We have all the types of movies and TV shows and stuff like that have talked about how sensationalize when a shark attack happens, and they're relatively rare, even in the most concentrated places. But when it does happen, it's not necessarily because they're out for human blood. They're not. It's not like that. And this basically takes a team of about 4 or 5 people sitting around a table. These stories that they get are real. They're situations that have happened with sharks, and they've happened in the past. In fact, the first episode I watched was all about the California coast, different places all the way from San Diego to Central and Monterey, and all up and down the coast, and the reasons why they congregate in a certain place and why they come in conflict with human beings, and what pushes them around, pushes their buttons, and makes them bite in those rare instances. So this is mostly highly structured. This is very the whole episode, and I imagine all the episodes, are very scripted in a sense, at least in the part of what questions they ask. It's not an off-the-cuff kind of thing. These people are experts, absolutely, but all of the information that they're putting out here to an expert that they're talking to on a screen that's just has where everybody can put their focus towards. It's structured very intentionally. They could have had that guy in the room probably, and it would have looked really boring and not very scientific or technical to have them just having a conversation around a table. But to have 5 people sitting around a table with occasional cutaways to their expertise and talking about certain things, talking to a man who's basically a big head on a screen. I'm an expert, and he's kind of their Wizard of Oz that they get to communicate with, and that makes the exchange a little bit more interesting and educational, and it shows that this guy knows what he's talking about. He's the one who's out in the water most of the time. These people analyze not just where the stuff happens, why they happen, but even like the DNA that they find. They analyze everything down to the what wetsuit they were wearing when they were bitten, if they were wearing a wetsuit, or how they were behaving, and also the circumstances of everything that's going on from that shark. They can get a lot from that shark bite to tell you what size it is, where it came from, how old it is. There's so much that can be drawn from all the research that goes into these things. So if you're into this kind of stuff, if you're into understanding marine life, marine biology, sharks especially, this is kind of this. Like I said, there's so many shark analysis. There's some that are, again, more sensationalistic. Oh my gosh, they have to cut away the moment before the bite happens, and then they come back and the bite happens. None of that stuff here. This is a little bit more serious. It's less sensational, but it is definitely and edited to be more interesting than just a clinical explanation of everything that happens. So, yeah, if this is something that you or maybe the kids might be interested in understanding what sharks are all about, sometimes it's, sure, sharks are cool, but sometimes they're just really cool, and kids might get into them. This is one of those things that it shows that it's not just something fun and cool. It's something that you can learn to understand better. Imagine being the shark expert in the family or your circle of friends. Well, that's what these people are whenever they go to a party. Like, just like this last week. How many questions do you think they got on their New Year's Eve party about sharks? Yeah, a lot. Anyway, I don't want to make this seem like I actually selected this. I did not. I pressed the button accidentally when I was prepping, and a number was selected without me choosing, number 79. So I know this seemed like I picked it, but I didn't. But we're gonna watch it anyway because I can't select it again. That's why this one got picked too. So number 79 is Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, a conversation with the cast. This is a conversation with the cast of the Bruce Springsteen biopic that came out in December, I think. The biopics all seem to come out, especially musicians, during Oscar season, to get people watching that kind of stuff. People tend to nominate them for Oscars. Anyway, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to be watching a conversation about Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.